Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's been a little while since we've done an ungated asset, so we're due. Travel, work, and life have just kind of gotten in the way, but I hope your Q1 has been going great. The subject of this ungated asset is around wasted ad spend with Google Ads. And there's no way to get a totally definitive number on this, but kind of the consensus, if you can call it that, is that for any given Google Ads account, about a fifth of it, so somewhere between 15 and 20%, is just wasted spend. And let's define that as advertising to folks who aren't in your market today, they're not going to be in your market tomorrow, and they're just not ever really going to be in your market. So it's incorrect targeting at its core. And I've got a graph here. I think I've probably shown this one to you guys before from Statista. The current revenue, or the most recent revenue number for Google Ads in 2022 was $224.5 billion last year. So that's a pretty good chunk of change. And if we take sort of the middle of that 15 to 20% of wasted ad spend range at 17.5%, we're talking about like $40 billion that advertisers have essentially just thrown away. And really, from my perspective, if you're not sure that your ads account is dialed, it's probably not. And that's fine. You might be a new advertiser or get a little overwhelmed with how complex the platform is or can be. But I would say that if you're concerned about wasted ad spend, some of the top things to look at are: do not apply any recommendations that the UI gives you. So you log into your ads account. Hey, your ad account isn't optimized. We have this 6 to 12 or more recommendations for you. Don't do a single one of them. Dismiss them all. Unless you're totally sure of what you're getting into, you're kind of playing against your own value chain, because you want to advertise to the most people for the least amount of money. Google doesn't want you to do that. They want to make this a $250 number for 2023, 250 billion that is. They want this graph going up. You'd want it to go down and be gaining new sales and new revenue without having to spend as much as Google would like you to. So consider the value chain when you're applying any of their recommendations, or considering that. I would recommend you don't do that as a rule. Next spot to look at: evaluate your performance by time of day. So if you're not enforcing an ad schedule, or even if you are and you haven't looked at the per hour charting for clicks versus spend versus conversion versus impressions, you're probably going to be appalled at what you see. I would bet there are times of day where you're spending money and getting nothing back for it. So lots of clicks, but no conversions. If you're seeing that over the course of a long period of time, 90 days, a year, or even less, you can make a more of a snap decision there. If you're not getting anything for your advertising dollar, like, why would you keep doing it? Stop spending at those hours and force an ad schedule so that you're fishing where the fish are, right? And then finally, look at your outlier keywords or outlier parts of your audience or custom segments that are costing you a lot, but you're not getting anything for it. So same idea with the ad schedule. Don't throw good money after bad. Rate the ship. You can always make an improvement to your advertising. If it's just chugging along and it's doing okay, there's probably a way that it can do better, probably significantly better. And just as a quick recap, do not apply a single recommendation Google gives you. Consider the value chain. All right, so good to be back. Hope everybody's doing great, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching Ungated Assets.